So I did a video and it was about cultural appropriation, and people just came in the comments and went and lost their natural mind. They went off and they started talking about white people invented braids. The Vikings invented braids. Black people didn't invent braids. All right. So I guess white people created black people. I don't think so. All right, so I did a little bit of research here. Now, I may not be able to pronounce the specific African verbiage, but in Namibia, Himba people of Namibia, you'll see a woman pictured here. Braids are among the oldest of all human hairstyles. So we know that other people will wear braids from different racial backgrounds. But the fight that came into my comments, because the video that I had specifically talking about cultural appropriation, and it was even some black people who I guess they don't really read or know anything about their own people. They don't read no more. So, and it doesn't even take that much reading to really research and find the information, because it's all around you. It's just willful ignorance. So braids, the hairstyle, if you look at all of the videos of black women talking about their hairstyle, their natural hair journey, braids, and how they want to go to the right braider, and they're real passionate about their braids, and how much it costs, and all of the drama they got to go through. And that's all you see all on YouTube is, hair horror stories and how they're trying to find the correct braiders. You don't really see a lot of white women fighting over who braided my hair, this, that, and the other. Now, some of them do, because they kind of want to wear those hairstyles, the ones that do wear the hairstyles that I'm referring to. But looking at this here, it says the Himba people of Namibia. Braids are among the oldest of all human hairstyles, and they have been around for centuries. Their popularity became global, but who really invented them? Braids were invented by the Himba people of Namibia in 3500 BC. Now, who are these Himba people? Let's pull up the images of the Himba people. Let's see if they're white. No, they don't look white to me. Now, anybody can wear braids of any type, right? But the people who it says that actually created the braids were people in Africa. Now, a lot of other people will wear braids of different backgrounds and different cultures and different racial makeup groups. They might have different ways of styling them, and they've kind of taken on those hairstyles. But the ones who actually really created those hairstyles were the Himba people. And the Himba people, let's look up Himba people. Let's see what they look like. Oh, it says that they're a tribe, these Himba people. Let's find out. Oh, my goodness. Those are the Himba people. I don't see anybody that look like Vikings here. Wow, that's interesting. So I was being told the Vikings created braids. The Vikings, it's the oldest hairstyle. Yeah, it is the oldest hairstyle, but I don't see Vikings. Not in this description right here. These people don't look like Vikings to me. And they were wearing what is the form of the oldest version of how braids were. Children of Himba tribes. They're standing outside, and so these are Himba tribes. And look at how they're wearing their hair. Do you see him wearing his hair like that? I don't think so. I rest my case. I just wanted to show you that. And for all these people that came for me in the comments calling me wrong and saying that I don't know what I'm talking about and I'm trying to cancel this specific artist, and I'm going to go and pan over to this artist here. This is the one. He is a right-wing artist, and he uses his music to influence his political and push his political agenda. So I said that he was wearing braids that looked like he was culturally appropriating, because he looked a lot the way he was wearing the braids. The first thing that it looked like to me is that he was wearing them to the side, just like this artist. And I'm going to show you who the artist is. And compare how this artist wears his hair. And I'm going to show you the image of him. And he does it a lot in his videos. And I know they said that the other guy wears his hair, but he reminded me a whole lot. The style that he was wearing looked like this young man right here, Travis Scott. And so I was saying that this artist here, he was pushing a political agenda that was going against people of different makeups, and specifically black cultural appropriation, and I spoke on it. And so if you look up Tom Macdonald and who he is, says he's a rapper, and Travis Scott is also a rapper. Those I'm sure you know. And so when you look up Tom Macdonald, and I'm just going to put this in here so that it'll validate my point, because they want to say that I was trying to cancel him. And so I'm not trying to cancel anybody. I'm just really, telling what I know. So it says rapper Tom Macdonald, he grew up in Alberta, British Columbia. So this man and his music, he pushes a political agenda. So I was correct on that. It said he is known for his anti-woke, anti-government stance, and his amassed right-wing fan base. So he has a right-wing fan base. And it says that he's outspoken. He's supposedly a hip-hop artist. His political affiliations amidst growing speculation, known for his bold and often polarizing lyrics. And so it goes on more about who he is. Okay, so it talks a little more about him too down here. So it says he is a right-winger. So the right-wing troll rappers are coming. Okay, and so RollingStone.com even referred to it. Tom Macdonald is likely the most famous artist in a budding genre of his own creation. Right-wing protest rap is what it's called. And so he uses that. So Maga Rap is worst form of cultural appropriation. That is in the root Okay, so let's get deeper into this. So for all of those ones that came for me in the comments, I'm ready for you. I'm here for it. Okay, so I was correct on what I was saying. So he is culturally appropriating what he's doing. It's because he looks the way his hair was styled. Travis Scott, forever I've seen him wearing his hair like this, and this MAGA rapper is coming out basically biting the style. And so it's talking about Tom Macdonald, the Canadian rapper, and he was talking about how he's anti-woke and he's putting himself, inserting himself in American politics, when here he is supposed to be against immigrants, when if he was to come here, he'd be considered an immigrant himself. So how can you be against the people that you would be referred to? You'd be one too when you came here, because you're not even from the US. So how are you going to point fingers at people here and you're not even from here? It's just like the Elon Musk. He's from South Africa. He goes into government, politicizes his car, and then he cuts people's jobs. And he's not even born from here. But all of what they've been pushing in the White House is to kick people out that aren't born here or that weren't from here. But now they done went all against the grain. They're even going for people who were born here. Just really going too far with everything. And then deploying soldiers and people who are they're like National Guard soldiers, and they're inserting them in cities that are black and brown cities primarily, and trying to spook folks, and then sicken police and over police cities already where they don't really have very much trust in law enforcement. So which part of it was I wrong about? I'm not wrong about anything that I said. I don't think I am. I think I told the truth and I was honest about it. So it's an opinion piece. It says MAGA rap is the worst form of cultural appropriation. Tom Macdonald and Ben Shapiro's facts is way, way worse than you think it is. So this is by Candace McDuffie, and I agree, because I already know what she's going to come with, because that's the first thing I caught on. I didn't know too much about the dude, but when I saw him, first thing I thought is boom, boom, boom. It screamed cultural appropriation when I got a little clip of his video, and it looked like he was trying to mimic and mock black rappers, but he was doing it through his MAGA rap protest. That's what it appeared to be to me. I have to say what I really factually saw. So it says in 2024, it's beyond sad that MAGA rap has become a thing. But that's where we're at now. On Friday, a Canadian rapper, Tom Macdonald, released the song Facts, accompanied by the biggest right-wing troll of them all, Ben Shapiro. Macdonald, or whatever his name is, his raggedy discography features songs like White Trash, Straight White Male, and Fake Woke, which was predictably promoted by Fox News. And we know Fox News forever has been right-wing centered for Republicans and all who are haters alike. Okay? So let's just be real on that. So Facts, it falls in line with McDonald's previous efforts, and it insists white men are becoming victimized and demonized for no reason by people of color. Interestingly enough, the pair are co-opting a black art form to disparage black folks. What? Boom. They're saying what I was looking at. I looked at the video and I listened to a little bit of what the lyrics that he was saying. And what I saw is that even though he claims he doesn't like black people, or he's really feeling like we're a problem, he's wearing the clothes, doing the hand movements and gestures, and wearing the hairstyle, which is cultural appropriation. So what part of that is I'm wrong about? I'm not wrong about that. I saw what I saw and I said what I said, and guess who came in the comments? A whole bunch of racist white folks. So it said, it be safe to say that the jokes write themselves if the messaging wasn't so dangerous. So in the video, which was amassed by 7 million views on YouTube, Macdonald vehemently shakes his Pusha T inspired braids. I said he looked like they said Pusha T. Some people might even say Pop Smoke, the way he has it on the side, but Pop Smoke's his was more like cornrows to the side. But to me, he reminded me of Travis Scott because he has his hair to the side with the braids like that. So it said Pusha T inspired braids, and he flaunts his grill alongside Shapiro while spouting lines. There's only two genders, boys and girls, and I'm not ashamed because I'm white. If every Caucasian's a bigot, I guess every Muslim's a terrorist, every liberal is right. And so that's part of his lines of his song. So Macdonald, he's been pushing this agenda real hard in his music. So it says Shapiro also uses phrases like WAP, homie, and no cap and dog, while simultaneously shouting Nicki Minaj. Minaj responded on X by stating Shapiro's musical skills weren't bad, but Macdonald has built an entire career, if you can call it that, off of black cultural appropriation, of course, while propping up racist ideologies. So Shapiro has gone after and condemned rap music, black culture for years. To employ the same artistry you claim you hate for the profit is beyond hypocritical. So it's hypocritical, that is. And so for somebody to say, that's what I was saying, for somebody to say they hate a certain culture, style of music and dress and genre, why would you use that to push your hateful agenda? It's mocking and slapping black artists in the face by doing that. And I don't know, maybe they're trying to look over it or ignore it and just keep moving and doing their work and not even giving it any time. But black people, if they really have paid close attention to this, see that this is really insulting. So, and pretty much it sums up America in its entirety. So Minaj co-signing this putridness is disappointing. So she co-signed it, which is not uncommon because it's about the money, but entirely on brand for her. So this right here is not really a good thing, because we have black people who kind of, they go ahead and they co-sign for things like this. So I think that's pretty much the article right there. So it was short, trying not to make it too long, but yeah, Maga Rap is the worst form of cultural appropriation. And so it's not only the braids that he's wearing, but it's how he's dressing, how he's moving in the videos, and him doing the lyrics and the way they're using rap music, when for years we've been hearing these white people who claim they dislike black culture and they don't like black music, or they don't like rap, and they have this disdain for rap. They deem it to be dangerous music, to then take up and use that genre and make money off of it, and then use their hateful lyrics or their political lyrics to push an agenda against black culture. And so I'm thinking maybe some black people are maybe the ones that don't even really, they're not trying to really pay attention. Maybe they're not paying attention to what's going on, or they're just looking at it as a money thing. But it's really very insulting, especially to people in communities who lived and grew up around people who that was probably their way out of the poverty. And it wasn't because, we're pushing necessarily a political agenda. There were political agendas, but they weren't the same as this. This is just hateful. and that's the way I perceived it, because I grew up during the 80s when rap was taking off. And so a lot of those people, those artists, they got their art stolen as well. That's always happened. And they also had people putting their names on labels that they shouldn't have, and they were making more revenue than the artists themselves. And you hear a lot about some of those artists where they went broke and they don't even have the credibility to the art that they created. And now you got this political hot button topic. So now you got these white people who claim that they just hated rap, using the very thing they claim they hated, pushing this anti-woke. And when you say anti-woke, you might as well say anti-black, because that's the way I perceive it when you do things like that. So yeah, it is very, very disheartening, and it's very rude. But the very people who created braids were black people, were people from Africa. It wasn't just white people wearing braids alone. And I believe the very first people at the cradle of the birth of Africa is black people, African people. And white people did not create African people. We created that. So don't come for me in the comments, because I'm going to come back at you, and I'm not afraid to come back at you. So if you don't like what I'm saying, like I said, you can keep it moving and you can listen to the lies all you want. But I know my history, and I know that ain't no white person pushing out no black babies unless it's a black person helping you make those babies, okay, at the end of the day. So don't be coming for me in the comments trying to tell me what some white folks started. The only thing I can say that you honestly started was doing all this hateful stuff and separating people and pushing people out of countries and different things, and stealing and robbing and killing, what you're still doing right now. So don't come for me in the comments, because I'm going to come back at you, and I'm going to erase your comment, and I'm going to delete you, and I'm going to remove you, okay? Because you see all of this on YouTube all day long with black women talking about braids. We do it the most, because that is the hairstyle we created, okay? So don't even try it. All right, so I'm going to leave you with this, but that is cultural appropriation to me.